Hi everybody, this is Philip. Thank you so much for tuning in to my YouTube channel. Hey folks, over the last year in some of my videos, I have been making comments about Nikon, Canon, Pentax, and other DSLR cameras and point and shoot cameras with the same brand names. Well, I've been in photography when my grandfather bought me it was the Kodak Brownie and flash unit and everything. And I'm 58, so about 49 years ago. But I'm here to tell you that the DSLR camera is dead. Especially for the just general user like me. Let me explain. About 3 years ago, well, it's been actually going on 5 now, I decided to get back into photography. I had the Canon T3, I had the adapter for batteries on the bottom, but the thing that I couldn't afford was the lenses that I needed, so I ended up using the stock lens. Well, for those of you that are probably on there going, well, the guy's crazy. Well, I'm not. The video that I'm shooting on right now is the Samsung Galaxy 8S Plus. This camera has everything on it right now that a DSLR can use. Now, the lenses for this are around 200 bucks. Now stop and think. For a portrait lens, for your Canon, Nikon, Pentax, anywhere between 1,500 and 5,000 bucks. That's the thing that just that switched me. You know, even the point and shoots, yes, they've got already a lens. There's some of them that have the telescopic ability that the other cameras, the DSLRs, have. And I can't tell you how realizing it is. Like I said, 49 years of having cameras. Now, why should you go out and buy a point and shoot camera when there are camera phones? And remember, I didn't say cell phone cameras. I said camera phones like the 8S Plus. And why should you go out and why should you go out and buy a point and shoot camera when you've got your phone with you? There's battery supply cases that have batteries in them that you can use for cell phones. The point of the matter, all this is it's simple. You no longer have to own a DSLR, and you definitely don't need to own a point and shoot camera. I have been waiting for Nikon, Canon, Pentax, for those guys to jump in and do a cell phone with the camera ability, but no. They have been they're trying to sell their cameras, and the last thing I looked at here a couple of days ago, that all the camera manufacturers haven't gone down, they haven't gone up in sales. They're about flat. And within the next 2 to 3 years, unless they do something sales are going to go right down the tubes. They should have seen this 3 years ago. And The reason I said 3 years ago, because these the manufacturers like Samsung, what else we got? We got Samsung, we've got LG, and then there's that new one that's a Pixel phone. Those the cameras in the phones are great. The thing that I've noticed about my 8S Plus, the big thing that the DSLR cameras and the point and shoot cameras are, they've been trying to take care of one problem. When you go to zoom in on something, what happens? The more you zoom in, the more megapixels you lose. They've been trying to take care of that problem, but nobody's been able to do it. Yeah, they've gotten a little better, but guess what? Every time they get better, the price goes up. That's where they're going to lose face. If the camera manufacturers, somebody's listening to this, you know that I'm speaking the truth. And you know where I'm coming from, and I'm speaking for myself. But you could very easily, I could very easily be speaking for over half of the United States. You guys need to find out, you know, what I would do if I was a camera manufacturer. I would go to Samsung or LG or HTC and say, okay, we're going to build you a mainframe camera that, mainframe camera that will fit in your cell phones. Yeah, you heard me right. Why doesn't Nikon, Canon, Pentax, and the rest, why don't they build a mainframe camera for a cell phone without going into a $500 or $1,000 lens? I can see 100, I can see 125, I can see 150 for lenses for cell phones. I can see that. But what I can't see is, you know, guys, it's crazy. But the moral of the story is the DSLR and the point and shoot camera are on their way out, all because of the Samsung Galaxy 8S Plus, S8 and S8 Plus. And then you have the Pixel phone. LG is starting to come about, and I've seen some photos. I haven't had my hands on it, but I've seen some photos. They're just as good as a point and shoot and as good as a DSLR with a regular lens. And don't forget what I said about the DSLRs. The lenses, they are just way too expensive. That's it. Nobody can afford them, so why should you go buy a DSLR? And if you have a DSLR and if you have a point and shoot, or both, when you get done shooting, you have to lug that thing around all day long. But guess what? With a cell phone like the one that I have right here, I can download the photos to Facebook, I can download them to Gmail, I can download my photos right there and then, instead of having to wait to get home, or if I'm on vacation. I don't have to wait until I get back to the hotel. Who wants to download photos from a DSLR or a point and shoot when you're on vacation? DSLRs are out. Point and shoots are going out. And the camera phone, it's sunken its teeth into us. and it's here. And I plan on going on vacation here in about a year and a half. I'm going to be taking the cruise up to Alaska. It'll be my first one. And then thinking about going to, believe it or not, Hawaii, if it's still there and if it's not sunk into the Pacific. But the moral to all this is this. You already know. So why should I have to say? Alright guys, I love you. I'm coming up on 10 minutes and 40 seconds. And I love you guys. And I plan on doing a lot more videos. Take care. And if I can, I'm going to try to post some photos that I've taken with the camera. I haven't figured that one out yet, but I'm working on it. Take care, guys.